We're used to styling homes with lots of living spaces and bedrooms, but that's certainly not the case here.
So this was always going to be a huge challenge for me, to create something beautiful in a really small space, but be really practical at the same time.
Practical isn't a word that Bon likes to use much, but she's going to have to change her thinking with this one.
So I think what I want to achieve design-wise with the River Shack is I want it to be fun, I want it to be quirky, I want it to be a little bit different. So I suppose for us that's about using colour, that's about, you know, maybe going out of the box with finishes and fixtures. So the design concept for this space is just have fun, be relaxed and feel like you're away on a really cool holiday. So what we needed to do was create some dual purpose spaces and that could kind of throw from a lounge room during the day to a bedroom at night. So I recently saw this article on realestate.com.au and it's about the best storage beds you can buy, and I thought, okay, why don't we kind of turn that on its head and build some storage in the River Shack that actually turns into a bed. And I think we can really achieve that in a few different spaces here. So this is like lounge room, the whole thing is lounge room, and then it turns into bed. This will in the day be decorated like a lounge, as will that one. But at night, I open up this and in there is all the bedding, pillows, everything, and this turns into a double bed. So the challenge with this space is not only, you know, we have to sleep a lot of people, but we also need to be able to feed a lot of people. And I don't want to stick like a huge table in this tiny space, so we need to get really creative with that.
So, and what happens here?
So this becomes, so what I do there is I've got a little cafe table that will sit there, and then I'll kind of have two different stools sitting here. But imagine we're sitting here eating our breakfast, and then I've got another two people on little stools. All right, so the only bedroom, what do you think?
This is cool. Is this the master suite?
This is the master suite.
Oh God, I love it, it's so cute.
We're kind of getting to the sticky end of the renovation where I really need to think about the styling of the space, and I have used bold colours on the wall that I wouldn't kind of usually use, and I'm absolutely loving it. So we've got my big window seat here, and that's the main feature of this room. When I'm styling this space, I kind of really need to consider this window box. Yes, there we go. Oh, what are you doing?
Oh, isn't that right?
Don't kill it.
I'm just having a look.
So I get a lot of people ask me, how do I actually style a bedroom? And it's really quite simple. When you're styling a bed, don't be afraid to mix colours. You know, I've got a leopard print here with a blush velvet, and we've got obviously the olive green. So because we went for quite an opulent bed head in the velvet, I've gone with the linen again on the bed. It's a different texture, it's a different feel, and it's a relaxed feel. So what I've done here is space save by eliminating the bedside tables and just having wall sconces so we get that light instead of lamps. So another hot tip when you're styling a bedroom that is this small is use mirrors. They make a huge difference. So the last step in styling a room is adding a little bit of personality to the space, and that's using indoor plants, trinkets, artwork, things like that, books. So for this space, because we're not here all the time and we obviously can't water a plant, we've just got fake one in here. So in this little space, our little dining nook, you wouldn't believe that you could actually seat probably 6 little people or, you know, 6 adults for a drink. But I think that's the benefit of having bench seating in a dining space. It's so space saving. You can push your table up a little bit closer so it's not taking up as much room in the room. And also, there's a ton of storage underneath. So the ultimate weekender needs to be able to sleep a lot of people, and this River Shack definitely caters for it. We actually created day beds that later on the night when everyone needs to go to bed, we open up this, which has a ton of storage, like heaps of storage, pull out all the pillows, pull out the sheets, the doonas, and this whole entire space turns into a bed at night. So the way that I made this kind of look like a big lounge or a big bed is I've traditionally used pillows that we would use on a lounge. So I know that this looks like an ottoman, but it's not an ottoman, it's actually a bed. It folds out, this little tiny thing folds out into a bed. And we got this on purpose from Bow Concept because it's so tiny, it's a piece of furniture that I can use, but later on at night again, it folds out into a bed. So we've got 3 bodies here, a body here, another body on the day bed. So there's just, you know, beds galore. So I think the most commonly asked question I get asked is, how do I design a room? And if I break it up into steps, it's kind of really easy. And the first thing I always do is choose the flooring. So the flooring I've chosen here, and I did it for a reason, because I needed something really hard wearing. I also needed something that could kind of cope with mud and all the rest of it, and dirt and kids and lots of people. So we've actually used vinyl planks here by Godfrey Hirst. Second thing I always choose after the floors are the wall colours. So the colour I've chosen over here is a Dulux colour, and it's called parchment paper. It's really kind of dirty, soft pink, which is really nice. But then over here, the punch in this room, which was always going to be this window box, another seated area, is Pinkham. Okay, then we get on to picking furniture pieces, and the first piece I always pick is the lounge. So over here we've gone with the Bow Concept lounge again, and I did want this to be a bit of a statement as well. So we've gone with the kind of forest green, which is gorgeous, and then obviously the artwork that connects to that as well. And we're kind of getting to the final stages of design, and the final stages are then, you know, your rug and your coffee tables and your occasional chairs. But your rug, make sure it's not too small again. You kind of want to be able to have a little bit of it sit under your lounge and come out a little bit as well. And the final step is accessories. The key and a tip when you're using faux plants to make them look real is actually add water to the vase. With your little bits of homewares, they're the personal things that you really, really like, and that's what kind of makes your space.
This is our first bathroom reno, where we've tossed our rule book out the window.
So we all know that Bonnie likes to change her mind.
So it's my stuffer.
Blue.
No.
Green.
No.
Oh yeah.
We have had some changes.
Can we resolve this?
So ridiculous.
Pink tiles, we've got a pink tile.